Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
I was talking to some of the fellows in the lodge the other day, and one of the things that became fairly apparent is that no one really builds a building by accident. They may not be thinking when they build it. They may build things into it that aren't the best idea, or they may coincidentally stumble on good ways to build, but nobody builds a building by accident. And what I'm taking that to mean is that the lodge experience is identical. There might be things that are a cultural kind of thing that you do in the lodge that happens because we gave everybody nicknames, for example. Now, when everybody joins, they get a nickname. Whatever those kinds of lodge cultural vibes are, those are really, really important. But the overall vision for your lodge and what you want the lodge to be starts by defining an experience. What are the emotions that you're trying to evoke? What does it mean to be a member of your lodge? What are those identity elements that folks connect with that make them love their lodge so much that they'd never imagine being in another one? This isn't an accident. You have to do this on purpose. You have to intentionally create the strategy to build your lodge the way you want it to be. And so even if you just start by, how can we build this? Should it be like, and start creating a list of what those experiences could be. I think you'll find that process of becoming the architect of the lodge that you want will be super valuable to you. And you can use all the Masonic tools in that process. You can also use some of the things that are a little bit less overt in our toolkit and talk about things like what are we doing to make sure that everyone can come with us? What are we doing to bring along the folks that sit on the margins or disenfranchised? What can we do to bring the folks that are coming from a different income level into our lodge experience? Those kinds of questions only emerge after you create the sort of definitive experience you're looking for. Now, the definitive experience is connected to the definitive value that your lodge provides. And so there's an important kind of distinction here as well, not to conflate the mechanism with the outcome. So in the context of building a lodge, fellowship and fraternity will come out pretty much the moment you have more than a couple guys in the room. When you're working on the next tier of that and to get beyond that coincidental byproduct to the this is what it means to be a Mason in Workman's Lodge number 12, you have to be sort of intentional and descriptive. You can't leave that stuff to chance. And in many cases, I think our lodges were given handed to us without that strong vision, without that strong definition of what it means to be a member of this lodge. And without that definition, we are essentially resurrecting ghosts on a regular basis. We are trying to keep the dead living. And that's not really what the lodge is supposed to do. The lodge is supposed to be here for you, to help you out, to provide you the training and education and the knowledge that you need to be effective. So don't let your lodge's culture be an accident. Don't let your lodge's value that it creates for its members be an accident. Be intentional about it. And we'll talk more again over the next couple of episodes on this, about crafting the lodge experience. And if you have questions or feedback, hit me up at brian@amasonswork.com. Thanks.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at amasonswork.com, and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.